your engine, rev your engine. It is time for the SummerSlam 2023 preview and prediction show. This is Clash of the Podcast, episode 48. 48. This time last year, we were just getting ready to get it popping. And we are back once again to talk SummerSlam. This podcast, Clash of the Podcast, is where everything pro wrestling collabs and meets together with Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, and we present you guys with the best wrestling talk you'll get all week. So thank you for being here. Man, there's something that I always feel like I'm forgetting when we do these shows. There's something we got to get into.
I don't know, man. Conrad, you're the best of the best, but you got to remember, man. I got you, as always. Conrad, drop that thing.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Much appreciate all of you. If this is your first time watching Clash of the Podcast, number one, you're probably going to like it. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are in the live chat, we are going to be reading your comments, getting your thoughts on what we talk about as well. Also, hit the like button for us. Subscribe to Sean's channel. All that's in the description below. He's got audio platforms as well. All that's in the description below. Make sure you're showing love to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Everything pro wrestling is right here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, comment if you watch it after the fact. And we're going to be talking a lot of WWE. This is going to be a WWE heavy show. But first and foremost, I do know in the world of pro wrestling, you always have to pay your respects to people. And I want to pay some respect to Adrian Street, who we found out passed away today. Adrian Street is one heck of a performer. One of the, I guess one of the good guys in pro wrestling from everything that I've read and understood. He's put some beat downs on some people who probably deserved it, like some really disgusting people. I'll let you guys go and do the research on it. But Adrian Street was wrestling even up until not too long ago. His gimmick was one of those gimmicks that was biting, as I like to say. It got bit, and they gave it to Adrian Adonis. You saw some of the things used later on in the Goldust character. A true pioneer, Adrian Street is. So I want to give credit to him. My condolences, I believe also on Sean's behalf as well, extended to his family and friends. True pioneer in wrestling.
Yeah, we always got to pay homage to the OGs. A little bit before his time, revolutionary in his character, and like you said, he's a lifer, man. He fought all the way up to the end. So we salute him on today and give our condolences to his family and friends and to the wrestling community.
Yes. Sean, I'm going to take a second to do some, listen, we're just talking SummerSlam for the most part today, guys. So we're going to do some selfish plugging here. Sean, back up. Show the people your shirt. Show the people your shirt.
Well, we want to make sure that we give this a proper... This is the brand new Hubbard Wrestling Weekly merchandise. We all know the tagline from WWE, but we all know that WWE has a lot to work on. So as of today, the Then, Now, Get It Together t-shirt is now available. Make sure you pick that up. If you agree with me and Conrad that WWE has some work to do, if you agree that this Then, Now, Together Forever idea is kind of bogus and that they do not listen to the fans, this shirt is dedicated to us. Go pick one up.
There's a lot to be discussed. Sean also has some great designs up on his channel, so make sure that you guys check it out as well. I have a shirt store as well. You guys can get some great designs off of there. I'm letting Sean hold it down. Sean's got some really, really good designs. I love the shirt that he wore today. Like when I saw it in the pre-production that he came in with it, I was like, oh yes, this is the day to wear that shirt, and I love it.
Yes. Conrad, I appreciate you and everything you've done for me. I'm not ashamed to talk about that. WWE just needs to be better, and are we gonna just jump right into this, Conrad, or?
You know what?
Come on, let's go. Let's go with the route you were gonna go, and then we can double back.
we'll get to it in 1 second. I want to give the people some shout out because they're an important part of the show.
Absolutely.
And I think they're an important part of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Last week, Sean, we got your predictions on the big boxing match. Now we're working backwards today, so people usually hear about that at the end. I kind of want to get into some of those topics, and then we'll get into SummerSlam.
Yes,
but real quick thoughts on the boxing match.
Here are the most important parts. So.
But real quick thoughts on the boxing match. Then we'll get into the shout outs, and then we'll get into some wrestling stuff.
I consider myself to be a boxing connoisseur. Myself and Guy Will Gamble, Quills, M. Leezy for Sheezy hit me up. I was wrong. You know, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly predicted that Errol Spence Jr. would come out victorious, and it was a beatdown. Crawford came out and took care of business in a major way. I don't think anyone in the boxing world would have thought that Errol Spence would get, that anyone in that fight would get knocked out. I think it was like a 97% clip of bets that said that the fight would go the distance. And it just was bad, man. Errol Spence came out and he won the first round, Conrad. He looked sharp. He looked like the unified welterweight champion of the world. He came in as a defending IBF, WBA, and WBC champion. And starting in the second round, all I can say is that Terrence Crawford chopped him down like a tree. I mean, he hit him from every angle. He had a jab working. He was so strong in that fight that his jab was knocking Errol Spence backwards. It was a one-sided fight. Had Errol Spence, who, by the way, fought valiantly, and they had to stop him in the fight because he was not going to give up and he was not going to stay down. But he got knocked down 3 times. And a man who's never been down in his career, knocked down 3 times. And the referee stepped in, and rightfully so. No problem with the referee's decision. Bud Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, the most dominant division in all of boxing, has a new undisputed king, and his name is Terrence Bud Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford, I thought definitely did like the best strategic moves that I've ever seen. Like, he held it down. He looked like he belonged. He did a great job in watching it. By the way, on Sean's YouTube channel, once again, he did a great preview video with Narcolepsy Boy 94, our boy Malik, part of the Six Pack. Always show him some love as well. Make sure you are checking it out. Sean's got a lot of great content. He's got some really good stuff coming up on Thursday. You know, no self-plug for anybody, you know, but I'm just saying.
I'm
it out there.
Thoroughly excited. Not just because I'm going to be bringing some heat to you guys on Thursday, but because who's bringing the heat with me? For the first time ever, and I think that term first time ever is very overused, but in this case, it's perfectly applicable. For the first time ever, the big homie Conrad Cushman will be making his way to the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. He'll be making his debut on my channel along with Crystal S. and Renzi from Kansas City, Missouri. We're so excited to bring you this episode. I've been working so hard on it. The promo's been crazy. Big shout out to McKinney, who's been so supportive. Gamble, like I said, Quills, M. Leezy for Sheezy has said that they're going to be there. Derek, my brother Derek, said he's going to be there. We're all going to be together to enjoy this crazy, crazy episode. We're going to be talking about the bloodline as it relates to all the storylines, the greatest storylines in the history of the business. How does the bloodline stack up against McMahon versus Austin? How does the bloodline stack up against the Mega Powers? How does the bloodline stack up against Andre and Hogan? How does the Mega Powers, how do the bloodline stack up against HBK and Bret the Hitman Hart? All that and more, August 3rd, this coming Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Let's get into who is in the house. Sir Quills in the house. What's up, Conrad, Sean, chat? Sir Quills is back again for my favorite part of Monday to enjoy another fire episode of Clash of the Podcast. Episode 48, only 2 away from 50. Let's get into it. Guy Will Gamble said Europe was good, everybody. RIP to the Mets this season, maybe next year. Yeah, listen, I'm a Yankees fan. It's a GG, I think, for us as well. Too much to try to come back from. Doug in the house, he said, hey, yo, it's Monday, 6:05, EPW and HWW here for the Clash. Let's do this. Ray Thompson always leaves us some great comments. Love hearing from Ray. Hope everyone is having a great Monday. Collision was a great show. Saturday should have another great week of wrestling this week. I will admit, Collision was good. That was one of the other talking points I was going to try to bring up and get into. CM Punk Xing out the championship. Getting into that.
This guy.
That. Hey, listen, they got to do. I saw people, they've never done it where they crowned a new champion. And I'm like, did you guys never watch Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon? It was all a lie. Shawn was never the champion.
Absolutely.
It's the same story, just reversed. It's the same thing. So people forget that all the time, but I love it. Ray, I agree. Collision is probably my favorite show most of the time so far since it started. I've been really enjoying it. Vinny says, hey, y'all, God bless you all. Appreciate you, Vinny.
God bless you, man.
Much love to you, bro. Guy Will Gamble said, I need that WCW international type beat. I love it. Pump for SummerSlam. The card looks great. I think Sean's had the best thing. SummerSlam is here, y'all. LA Night Voice. Yeah. Vinny says, I'm hyped. I'm going. It's my first pay-per-view in person. Oh, bro, you're going to love it.
Enjoy yourself, man. That's a big, big look. I'll never forget my first pay-per-view, man. Have a wonderful time.
Vinny, if it makes you feel better, I've been to some bad pay-per-views that I enjoyed more because I was there. Just so you know. So it hits different. Like, I was there at 33 when Undertaker had that match with Roman. I was like, it's kind of sad Taker's gone, you know? And then everyone was like, did you see that match, bro? And I was like, it's all right, I guess. And I was like, they were like, no, it wasn't, bro, just because you were there. It was not all right. It was not that great. You could do the honors for this one.
Lazy for Sheezy. I gotta give ML an extra special shout out today because he was with me. He was Team HWW as it relates to the prediction of the Errol Spence fight, and we both were wrong. We both got to take that L, man. And I don't know, Matt. We were just off our game on Saturday night, man. I think Errol Spence got that result shocked the world, my G. But welcome back to the show. We always love having you here, man.
Facts, Matt. Much appreciated. Matt keeps me on my toes for anything I miss throughout the week. Let's see here. Doug says, I'll be at SummerSlam as well. Pay-per-view number 2 in person.
Enjoy, man. Enjoy.
Ninja Boy say what? Hey, guys. What up, Ninja Boy? What's good? Appreciate you, fam. Most fire intro in the league. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
McKinney, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling. Tell everyone, if no one told you today you are enough, the world is a better place with you here. Let's go.
McKinney is a good guy, bro. McKinney is a good guy. This guy, he doesn't just hit me in the DMs with like wrestling stuff. He just randomly like just blessed my spirit with some spiritual stuff, some uplifting stuff. Salute to you, my G.
Yeah, no, McKinney's always dropping knowledge and hooking people up, man. He drops a lot of funny stuff to me. So we always are cracking up. That theme is therapeutic. I love it, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Motor City. Okay. These guys are going into what section they're going. Hold on, let me put y'all on blast on here. My bad. Original Biggie watching on Twitch. Good evening, EPW and Sean. Good evening, chat.
Good evening.
Yes, Matt. Pee Wee Herman also passed away. I saw that while it was happening. I was talking to someone. They were like, yo, Pee Wee Herman. And I was like, nah, you're kidding, bro. I just found out about Adrian Street. I was like, chill. And then Pee Wee Herman was next. So RIP to Pee Wee Herman. Much appreciate everyone putting up the prayer emojis. RIP to Pee Wee Herman and Adrian Street. Yes, Noob and Company and TV. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Noob and Co. Thank you so much for the love, bro. Much appreciated. I see you giving out the shout outs on Twitter, always showing us love. I appreciate it. I'm interested to hear your thoughts about the women's triple threat match that's going to be occurring this weekend. Eric Douglas, Cameron, I want to apologize for not believing you about Jamie Hayter. Now we know she's out for the year. Hey. No need to apologize. We want you to be here, Eric, and welcome. Doug says I'm going to wear my EPFNW shirt. I like it.
That's nice. That's nice, man.
It's in the old ECW design too. I definitely changed it, Doug, too. I don't know if you have the old version or the newer version, but we definitely did one with like the barbed wire wrapped around it and stuff. That was dope. Fire T, thank you. Congratulations on CM Punk for the new AEW X Division champion.
That's funny.
Renegade L2K, my boy James from the Pro Wrestling Shoot. SummerSlam in Detroit feels wrong. Feels like it should be in a summary of area. James, you guys in Cali had enough SummerSlams to last a lifetime. Let the people of Detroit have something, darn it.
It's everywhere is summer in August.
Darn right. Darn right. Derek says, yo, 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 what's good, D? What's good? There's Doug throwing up the Derek order. He also has that shirt. Can I join? May I join? I don't know if that's for us or for
I think that was for us.
Yeah. Let me see here. Who won? Crawford dominated Spence. Yeah. I can't say too much else about that. That was just, it was hard to watch, man. I was in like shock watching it.
I was sitting there just like dumbfounded. Spence just wasn't himself on Saturday night.
Ooh, Crawford ended up bringing the thunder and lightning to Spence. Yeah.
That's true.
McKinney comes in. How do you beat the new tag team champs just to give Charlotte and Bianca a win going into SummerSlam? Never mind. I answered my own question. I mentioned Charlotte. Women's tag deserves better. Remember, they were going to start pushing it after this.
Yeah, WWE's trash.
SummerSlam in my state. I'm tired of being negative. SummerSlam in Detroit. Hey,
we love Detroit. What are you talking about?
No. I think he said he's tired of people just hating on that Detroit got it.
Oh, okay.
Who did you dirtier, Impact or Punk? Come on now. Leo Rush is the real X Division champ. That's true. Since Punk quoted, "I never lost the title," I mean, the Elite didn't either. Yeah, but they came back and got it, then they lost it. So, different story now. AEW Collision is my favorite show. Just hate it's on Saturday. Yeah, that's a rough day. Pretty sure it's the barbed wire one. My guy. Joel says, can't wait for SummerSlam. Joel, welcome. Tokyo the Menace, welcome. Triple H 8. Oh, is this your lead-in? Because we're at the end now. And Vinny, ask that question at the end or in a second, and I'll try to get back to it. Because Sean, do you want this time now, or do you want to wait till we get to that match? It's up to you.
We can go. Let's keep rolling with the natural progression of the show.
Okay. Vinny, we'll try to answer that momentarily here.
Yes.
Let's get into SummerSlam. The history of SummerSlam is great. Sean, what does SummerSlam mean to you? Like, when you think of SummerSlam, what comes to your mind? Like, not matches or anything, but what feeling does it give you? Like, what does it hold in your heart as a longtime wrestling fan?
SummerSlam to me means everything. SummerSlam is even more special to me than WrestleMania. 4-year-old Sean Hubbard going to his mother, asking her to spend $29.95. Can you believe that, on a pay-per-view, and watching Earthquake and Hogan, watching Warrior and Rick Rude in a steel cage. It's special, man. It's special, and it's unfortunate for me because SummerSlam 1990 is one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time, a critically unacclaimed pay-per-view in 90% of people's minds. But to me, it's epic because it was my first. So SummerSlam means everything to me. I feel like SummerSlam is undoubtedly the second most important pay-per-view in the history of the business. And I'm really fired up. I mean, and this year especially because SummerSlam's looking better to me than WrestleMania.
SummerSlam holds a great place, I think, in people's hearts. Now, I'm stepping out of me being an adult now, but going back to being a kid, I remember like it was a cool pay-per-view. I knew I had nothing to do during the day. I could go out and do everything all day that I wanted to. Sunday, I'm at home. I'm getting ready, like it's getting close to school, getting back in the session a little bit. You know, you're starting to plot, like, what clothes am I going to wear the first day? How am I going to come back fresh? What are we about to do? And then, man, we got this great wrestling card. It might be Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon in another ladder match. It might be King Mabel versus Diesel, the classic that they put on. You never know what you're going to get out of it. But you were just always interested in it. I remember 2002 SummerSlam, like one of the best shows that year.
Yes.
Like they held it down. We used to get the Hogan comebacks at SummerSlam in the mid 2000s almost.
Yep.
Macho Man Randy Savage was always good to put on a show at SummerSlam when he needed to. It just depends. Bret Hart's probably Mr. SummerSlam in my opinion. He always held it down and had some good matches. Yo, Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. I'm telling you.
I'm not happy about who I think Mr. SummerSlam is.
Who do you think it is?
Brock Lesnar.
Probably so. Probably so. But I love Bret, though. Bret held it down with some great cage matches.
Of course he did.
Brock Lesnar and CM Punk's one of those. I love that match. I think it's very underrated. It doesn't get talked about enough. Danielson, John Cena in recent years. It's a great show. And it's a great time to be a fan. I think a lot of people will enjoy it.
And I think WWE has really, like, pigeonholed themselves with this pay-per-view, bro. Like, this show is really, really good on paper. Like, I mean, WrestleMania, what? Like, SummerSlam's looking like the best pay-per-view of the year so far. Now, I think Quills just brought it up. They could, crap the bed. I hope they don't. But on paper, it's looking solid.
It should be good.
Yeah, right.
Should be good. That was Sean's. I think you had it on. Is it Twitter? Is it X? Is it DX? I don't know what this is supposed to be anymore.
This is your opportunity, WWE. This is your opportunity, and we're going to get into what you need to do to make this right. There's a reason I made this shirt. Get it together, guys.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's get into the opening contest, and we're going to get into some of your comments. I see some Collision comments and other things. We're going to get into it here. Let's start with what I think is going to open the card. It seems like the right thing to do. I don't know. Some people have had issues with Logan Paul kind of calling his shot, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. Logan Paul just coming out there and saying, like, yeah, I'd like to open up the show. How do you feel about that, Sean? Is he overstepping his line, or is it like he wants to see his brother fight, man? Let him do it.
Well, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to oversight the elephant in the room, which is the fact that you scooped this a long time ago, bro. You scooped this, and and you actually kind of stepped on my toes in an amazingly great way by scooping me on, and I'm supposed to be the boxing guy. You let the world know that at the end of the day, the Paul brothers want to be there for each other, and 9 times out of 10, this is going to open up SummerSlam because allegedly Logan Paul is going to be on a plane heading to see his brother fight Nate Diaz. So that's what it's all about for me. And as soon as you said that to me, bro, that was immediately what popped into my head. I don't think there's any other rhyme or reason to it. I think he's going to be first because he's going to be on a plane immediately afterwards.
They are treating this like a very big deal.
It is a big
I know that because Ricochet doesn't do that flip to the outside for anybody. That's for special moments because that's killer on your knees. Him and Randy Savage and Christian and them are crazy for jumping out of the ring like that every night.
Anybody else who has to remain nameless at this point, or?
Yeah, he's saying nameless.
All right.
At least to me. I'm not saying his name.
All right, no
problem. But Ricochet, he's out there. He's trying to crush it. This is a big moment for Ricochet, but I don't know, man. I've got a theory on this a little bit. Logan Paul can't lose this match. He can't. He's lost every match for a year now. He lost to Roman. He's lost every big match he's been in. He didn't win the Rumble. He didn't win at what was his last match before this?
His last
Mania
was Seth, I think.
Mania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's lost every big match ahead of him. He needs a W if he's going to be sticking around. I don't know what his contract status is, but he needs it. But I also feel like Ricochet needs a great showing here as well. So Logan Paul is my prediction for this. But
yeah,
what
I don't think you have to worry about that. I think it's a foregone conclusion. This is going to be a show stealer. I feel bad for Ricochet, and I've been very critical of Ricochet. I admit that. But I feel like this is going to be his moment. It's going to be his moment in a losing effort, unfortunately, for him. But I think it'll be his moment. Now, what happens afterwards? Does he end up falling back into the abyss of obscurity? I don't know. I hope not. But, you have an opportunity here. Him and Shayna Baszler, somebody else that sticks out in my mind. You have a high-profile match on the second biggest show of the year. This is your moment. If you got to jump out of the rafters, as long as you're not hurting yourself, do what you got to do. but I do think Logan Paul wins.
I respect that. And we're both on the same page here. Let's get to some of these comments here. I don't want to leave Vinny out because Vinny's going to the show. He's hyped. So he wants to know, do we see any surprise returns happening on Saturday? Orton, Wyatt, maybe a one-off legend appearance. Sean, I'm going to let you go first. Do you see anything like this happening?
The Rock's coming back.
Now, I hope when we're watching, you better call me, and I will record the apology, y'all. If you smell
The Rock's not. For everybody listening to us on audio, you guys did not get the benefit of my tremendously sarcastic eye roll. The Rock is not coming back. Randy Orton's a possibility. I still think Orton's hurt. The best bet for a surprise comeback, in my opinion, would be probably Bray Wyatt. I'm not even 100% confident about that. But if I had to make a choice, like foot to the fire, I would say Bray Wyatt.
I would hope he's getting ready to gear up to come back. I'd like to see him come back, but I don't know. I need Bray to come back and put in some work because, like I said, I know people have been questioning him. Even myself, I've been leaning towards, like, what are we doing here? Like, are you doing this or what? So I'm ready, but I don't know what his physical status is. We don't know his records or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, when he's ready to come back, let's do work. All right. So,
all right. I've never told you this on the air. We talked about it off the air. I'll say it to all our people listening and watching. If I were you guys, I would not gear up in my mind for Randy Orton. I have a lot of respect for Randy Orton. There is a chance that Randy Orton is done. Period. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any, I do my research. Conrad does his research. We read what we read and hear what we hear. If I were you guys, I would not put the house on seeing Randy Orton come back. I think it would be a major surprise. If he's healthy, God bless him. But there might be a chance he's done for good.
Oh, man, we are getting a lot of comments. I'm going to try and pick and choose here. Noob, I did ask for his thoughts. The triple threat match is going to be fun. But, boy, fans are already bashing on Asuka's title reign. It's going to be fun, entertaining run for Asuka. Fans just need to enjoy the story.
Yeah, enjoy it till Sunday. Enjoy it till Saturday. Enjoy it till Saturday, excuse me.
Tokyo, you're going to want to stick around for Sean's thoughts here on that. AEW is a secondary promotion. We'll get into that. We got someone saying Team Jey Uso. Hopefully, SummerSlam will be good. My favorite SummerSlams are 89, 90, 91, 98, and 02. I love 98. 98 holds a special place. My buddy ordered it, and I remember he fell asleep like halfway through it, and his mom came in to just say, are y'all enjoying the pay-per-view? And it was just me sitting in there by myself, like I'm in heaven, like I'm on the high. Like I was just sitting there watching. I'm good.
That is awesome.
This one buddy still falls asleep to this day as adults when we watch wrestling. I'm like, you got an early bedtime, bro. Collision should be the Wednesday show, McKinney says. It's what they promised to be in the very beginning, a sports-based wrestling show. The action and overall flow of the show is better than Dynamite. It could be the other creative influences. I hope people know that it's all just not the main booker person, whether it's Vince, Tony, anybody in Impact who's had the book. There's an influence of the top wrestlers in this too, that they influence the show and they kind of get a little say, like, hey, I think we should be doing this. How about you push this person? My bud. They all do it. Trust me. Original Biggie said, I remember the box and the fuzz I used to get when I was living in New Orleans.
I just want to add one quick thought. Don't be extremely surprised if maybe Big E comes back.
I've been missing Big E. Doug wanted to confirm Mr. SummerSlam is Brock Lesnar. He's put on some bangers.
I hate to say it.
Go ahead, Sean. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I hate to say it, but it's true.
He's been crushing the game. Sir Quills wanted to let anybody know. I watched Great American Bash last night, so he said, listen, Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov at the Great American Bash this Sunday was an instant 5-star classic in his opinion. No cap. I thought it was a great match. I think I don't want to disappoint y'all because I feel like one of them probably won't get this, but I think you got two potential WrestleMania main eventers out of those two if they chill out and don't destroy their bodies for every match. But yeah, they got a lot of potential.
Carmelo is him. That's all I got to say. Carmelo is him.
Noob says he thinks Logan's winning. Doug says this match is going to be lit. Or lit, excuse me. I said lip. Lit. How many call-ups do you see after SummerSlam? I don't see any call-ups. Maybe one, maybe Braun Breaker. They either need to do something with him or because they're beating him badly, bro.
Because he sucks, bro. Good
Come
Lord.
on now.
That kid is trash, bro. That kid is trash. Mark my word. He's like Ryback, bro. He's trash.
We will see. The sad thing is Logan Paul may win the match as predicted, Quill said. Matt says this will be a great show stealer opener. Logan's going to win. He needs to keep us, the fans, in belief that he's a WWE superstar, but this is going to be a spot fest extravaganza. We'd love to see a heel Orton feud with Cody. Maybe we'll get there. The ship on Wyatt has sailed for me. I'm not a fan of The Rock returning. I haven't enjoyed anything he's done since his last match with Cena. Wow. Rough on The Rock here.
The Rock, yo,
Rocky.
His name is Dwayne, bro.
Yo, chill.
Dwayne Johnson, if you're watching, Dwayne Johnson, thank you for all your contributions. Enjoy being a movie star.
McKinney is saying that the surprise will come during the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Okay, he put some names in there. I remember my first one was with my grandma in 2004. Nice. Conrad Mann's need Metamucil at an early age. the him era. There we go. I love it. I love people are saying that, man. That's good. Let's get into the next match. Sean mentioned it already. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. They haven't announced the stipulation for this yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sean, I'm passing you the book. What do you do for this match? They got to have some type of stipulation, I feel.
Ronda Rousey owes us, okay? Ronda Rousey owes us for being mediocre and nothing like we wanted her to be coming from UFC. So at the end of the day, this should be a submission match, and she should tap out to Shayna Baszler. That's the only way for this to end. It's the only way for Ronda Rousey to go out into the sunset. I wish her nothing but the best as it relates to her personal life. She's a mom. She's a wife. I am not going to say anything negative about Ronda Rousey as a human. She is not professional wrestling material. It's just the way it is. She's a megastar, but that star has dimmed since going to WWE. It hasn't been bright since she lost at WrestleMania 35, right? 35? Am I bugging out?
That was where she main evented.
Right. And that's the bottom line. Shayna Baszler deserves this. This is her opportunity to become somebody important in this industry. I think her friend, her real life friend, Ronda Rousey, will do that for her. But I think the best way for it to be done is by submission.
I'm going to argue for a different match type. I think it should be a fight pit match because there's never a more fitting time or two perfect opponents that you could put in here to do this with than Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. You have to be willing to go in to do this, though, and I think that's how they should do it. Because I think a submission match, you don't want to put it into that type of position to where someone's got a tap level. No. We're not going to do any of that. Let Shayna go in, and if Ronda is indeed done, let Shayna go out with her head held high, and that's probably the best route to go anyway. I think Shayna is criminally underutilized for how good she is.
100%.
And I'd like to see more of that. Doug first was saying it's got to be a submission match. Guy Will Gamble says, I want Shayna to win, but hopefully Ronda goes out with some respect. This should be a fight pit or a KO or submission match, Matt says. Ronda Rousey. Wow.
That's a lot. Oh, boy.
Video game me says fight pit. She's definitely putting Shayna over on the way out. Shayna Baszler for the win. Noob says, fight pit, please, WWE, for the love of Bruno, give us the fight pit. Wow, I know both of your opinions.
It's already a stacked card. Give us a little bit more. Like, make this the best SummerSlam. Well, there's only one way for this to be the best SummerSlam ever, and that's for the main event to turn out the way it's supposed to.
Come on now. More on that momentarily.
Exactly.
Quill says Ronda versus Baszler. This is going to be a dogfight between two expert submission specialists. But I'm 100% Team Shayna Baszler. It's only right for Shayna Baszler to get the win. Fight Pit. That's a good idea. Come on, Doug. You gotta chill with that. You gotta chill. Baszler is criminally underutilized and criminally underrated. Ronda puts her bestie over.
Now, I will say this though. Assuming that everything goes the way we expect it to go, salute to Ronda Rousey for going out the right way.
Yeah, for sure.
You know something I'll say about Ronda Rousey, Conrad? She may not be the best professional wrestler. She doesn't have the mic skills, etc. But I think she respects the business. I think that about her. And when you have respect for the business, you're going to make good decisions. And I think that her going out with a loss shows the world that she respects this industry. Everything she ever said about how she feels about Roddy Piper and the business and all this stuff, it'll prove true if she loses at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it's tough for Ronda in a way because it seems like her issues are with people backstage that make the decisions. I don't know. I don't know what they do here with that. I don't know. What Rob says, no disrespect intended at all, but seriously, what does Dwayne owe WWE at this point? He's done it all. He's contributed and goes out on top more than once. Outside of loyalty, what's his obligation? I feel kind of the same way. Like, he wanted to retire, like, and it seems like they're trying to like force him to come back. Like, it's for your family, bro. Come on, don't you love your family? Don't you love WWE? And he's like, guys, I just want to go and do what I got to do. I don't mind coming back to do like, you know, his little bit in the ring or promos, but I think he's like, dude, I really don't want to wrestle again because he's gotten hurt the last two or three times, and I think he's just like, can I risk this? But maybe now's the opportunity for him. I don't think he has an obligation. Would I like to see him do one more match? Of course. But will it happen? I don't know.
I don't take this as disrespect. I don't know why you put Dwayne in quotes. His name is Dwayne. I mean, that's his name. So, and that's why I call him Dwayne. I don't call him The Rock because he's not The Rock anymore. And there is no obligation outside of loyalty. He doesn't owe the fans. He doesn't owe WWE a thing. I call him Dwayne because he's Dwayne. And honestly, even though it may come across as sarcastic, I just don't think the brother's coming back. I think we all should just get over it and realize it's over.
It could be. Remember when she took all those candlestick shots from Charlotte and still got booed? She looked heartbroken.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. I think he's talking about Survivor Series.
You know what's crazy? The fall of Ronda Rousey's character from WrestleMania 34, because I thought that was one of the better matches on the card on a abysmal night. Don't get me, WrestleMania 34 is not one of my favorites.
WrestleMania 34 was a tough one.
Yeah, but I thought she had the best match that night, though.
I would agree. And the buzz was crazy, and she did not let us down. It's just unfortunate. I don't think she let us down at 35, but then she went away, and I don't know.
She took a lot of time off, and then they never kind of revisited the story. It all depends on the follow-up.
Exactly.
Follow-up is key. Getting into the next match, we got to talk this Battle Royal.
Yeah.
What are you thinking for this one?
Yeah. Look.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. Look, here's the thing. He should have won Money in the Bank, but that would have been a good idea. You know what that means. Then he should have won that ridiculous United States Invitational Tournament. But then that would have been a good idea. You know what that means. And you know what? He should win the SummerSlam Battle Royal. And that sounds like a good idea, and you know what that means. I think he's not going to win. And I think the only thing about this Battle Royal is whether or not LA Knight that's how over he is. I think LA Knight is so awesome right now, and WWE is so thick-headed that they will send him out there and make him lose again. I think, and as much as I love Bobby Lashley, I think it's going to be like a Bobby Lashley kind of thing where he and the New Hurt Business kind of maybe do something, which would be a shame for Bobby Lashley to get booed because that's exactly what would happen if anybody but LA Knight wins this match. That's what's going to – I think LA Knight is going to lose this match, and I don't think it matters who wins.
Who do you give this to then? What's the purpose of this Battle Royal? Let me ask this question. Are Sheamus and his...
Let me answer that question. The purpose of this Battle Royal is for WWE to get it wrong again. Tell me, as sarcastic as that comment I just made was, it was riddled in sarcasm. But am I wrong?
No. But I do ask this question then. What is Sheamus a heel now? Is LA Knight a face and Sheamus a heel? Like, I'm trying to make sure I understand the dynamics because LA Knight never technically turned face.
He's a heel because LA Knight is over. And if you're trying to keep Sheamus as a babyface, you need to get him as far away from LA Knight as possible.
Yeah, because LA Knight is going to take whatever juice that you've got. I thought he did all right with the oh my goodness, what's their names now? Hit Row. I thought they did all right with them. They put him in the ring with the wrestler. You kind of let everyone else talk the garbage, and it kind of worked out pretty well for all parties involved. That was the best I think Hit Row's looked in a while to me, where I was like, okay, this works. It makes sense. But LA Knight is over, bro. If he doesn't win, I think they are making a colossal mistake. You cannot mess this man up. Our whole episode last week was about LA Knight, basically.
What?
Like, you cannot make a mistake about this. This guy, like, I think you've got something in your hands. Don't mess this up.
Look, man, I am going on record. I do not want to see LA Knight lose. LA Knight should win this match. He should have won the United States Championship tournament, and he should have won the Money in the Bank. Maybe not the Money. I'll be 50-50 about Money in the Bank, but there's no question he should have won the United States tournament. So at the end of the day, he should win this match, but and all the people in this chat who watch us every week know how I feel, man. That sounds like a good idea. You know what that means. Then, now, get it together. WWE does this stupid crap. I would not be surprised if LA Knight is the last person thrown over the top rope.
Are people joking about this winner gets Slim Jims thing, or is it serious?
No, it's probably joking.
Oh, my. I hope so. When's the last time you had a Slim Jim? This is random. I know. This is a podcast, though.
I had a Slim Jim like last week. Slim Jims are awesome.
Yo, I have not had a Slim Jim in mad long.
I had a Slim Jim. I went to the gas station about a week ago, and I got me a Slim Jim.
Now, I like the little combo joints you can get with, like, the cheese. Those are probably like the generic.
That's overthinking it, bro. That's just like having peanut butter and jelly in the same jar. It's like, come on, bro.
Nah, man. No. See, you're talking about that nasty goober stuff. Ain't nobody doing all that. Okay. Ain't nobody doing all that. Right. I did buy it once to try it because I'm like, why do people have this? Like, it was like an item I would see, like, frequently at one of my jobs. And I'd be like, why do people buy this? And I was like, let me try this one time. Never again. Never again.
We're on the same page.
Because I'm like, yo, isn't jelly supposed to be refrigerated? How's it sitting on shelves like this?
You're hitting the nail right on the head.
I mean, regular jelly's on the shelf too, but like, I don't know. Something just seems wrong about all this when I see it.
It's wrong on so many levels. Just, are we really that lazy that we can't work for getting it out of two separate jars?
Nothing wrong with that. Are you a strawberry or grape jelly kind of guy?
I'm a grape jam kind of guy.
Bougie over here. He's saying jam. Oh, my bad. My bad. I'd like to see the grape pan crushed in front of me, please.
You know what? I admit that was a little bougie. I apologize for that. But it's true. I like jam.
It happens in the older age. I just start noticing more bougie things. I don't shop at Walmart anymore.
Whenever I hear somebody shops at Whole Foods, I want to punch them right in the mouth.
They know how to treat you in there when you walk in.
I like the peanut butter you have to stir in order for it to be put on. Like, really? You have to stir your peanut butter now? Jiffy is not good enough for you anymore? Awesome.
Oh. Let's see. Eric says about the Shayna Ronda thing. Remember, Shayna should have won the belt at Mania 30 after she dominated the Chamber. We knew Becky was leaving. You're talking about 36, right? Yeah, that was weird that they didn't give Shayna Baszler the belt at 36.
Agreed.
Looking back at it. Rob says, I feel Ronda wants one more run in the octagon. I can't see it. But she's in for a rude awakening if that's her plan. Outside of the rematch with Holm, she's getting washed in less than a round. And nobody wants another home main event. Woo. Free Slim Jims, everyone is saying. Who do you want to win the battle royal? What's the purpose of this? Is there an end game to this? I mean, I think you give it to LA Knight and start building the momentum.
Bro. He's saying, he's asking, what's the point?
Dude, that's all I keep hearing is about these Slim Jims.
Yeah, facts.
The battle royal needs a prize for the winner, a title shot or something. That would be. Well, let me stop. Man, that comes up a lot. That phrase ever since you coined this.
It does.
That would be a good idea, but unfortunately,
WWE is hot microwaved garbage.
Quill says they're the epitome of incompetence.
Listen, Quills, appreciate you. Listen, man. Listen, comrade, my brother from another mother. Think about the best thing WWE can do. Put it on a plate. They're not going to do it. Jey Uso's going to lose at SummerSlam. LA Knight's going to be the first person thrown over the top rope. That's WWE.
He ain't going to be the first one out. They ain't that crazy.
I hope you're right.
Matt Lopez says, too bad Macho Man isn't alive for Slim Jim. That broke my heart, actually, when I read that.
Oh, that's true.
Blackberry is best. Here, look
Blackberry,
at you.
that's on the bougie side.
That's bougie too. Mans eats preservatives.
Hey, listen, I do not eat. Go back to Gamble. I do not eat preserve. You talking about like marmalade? I am not that bad. Come on, somebody.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
Facts, bro. McKinney is speaking facts. Come on, brother.
McKinney says Slim Jim Minis 2-for-1 are a great impulse buy at the register.
You're already at the register. You've already gotten everything you want to get, and you see a Slim Jim to your left and the chewing gum to your right.
Yeah, those are always good. Grape jelly 100. Matt says.
Oh, Boost Mobile
said refrigerated jelly after open. Jam. It's a real deal. Pancakes with blueberry syrup. That's bougie. That's bougie too. I think Tokyo the better. Come on, Tokyo. You getting bougie out here.
Apple jelly. That's bougie.
All right, yeah, I'm out, man. I'm done talking on Montana Max.
Quills, it's not that bad. If you had said apple butter, then that would be bougie.
So many good ideas. You know what that means.
Guy Gamble gets it, man. Quills gets it. Listen, man.
We need to have a classic.
Listen, just get it together, please. We
need a Clash of the Podcast like brunch special where we're recording and everyone could be eating this food. That would be glorious.
Listen, I'm not gonna cap though. I'll try pancakes with blueberry syrup. I know I was making fun of it a little bit, but that sounds kind of good.
Listen, I never said I wouldn't dip my toe into the bougie lifestyle. I never said that. I'm just like, oh, fancy, you know?
You judged the crap out of me when I said grape jam.
You said jam, though. Like, I was like, he meant that. Like, you
it has a better consistency. It tastes better, bro.
Tribal combat hasn't been fully explained.
Oh, my God. Go down to Sir Quills, bro. McKinney, I see you. Go down the circle. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm only making fun of it because I've been there and done that, bro. Apple butter. Google. You may only be able to get it on Amazon, like in like a package deal. It'll change your life, bro. It'll change your life. Apple butter is valid, bro.
Hold on, man.
Yo, you're trying to Google it right now. I'm telling you, apple butter is the truth.
Bro, this is like something they sell on farms out here in New York.
Let me tell you something right here and now. No cap. No caps at all. If you ate apple butter on your breakfast toast, you will never buy regular butter again. I stopped buying apple butter not because I didn't like it, because it's too expensive. Having apple butter is like having, here's a perfect analogy, bro. You're going to like this, Conrad. Having apple butter with your toast is like having mimosas for no reason. Like it's just a random Wednesday morning before work and you decide to put champagne and orange juice in a glass. That's what it's like. It's bougie for no reason.
Man, Boost Mobile said apple butter was my college days after hanging out all night.
Boost knows what it is.
Original Biggie said, I'm down. Apple cider is the bomb.
Guy understands.
Apple butter is built different.
Come on,
apple
somebody.
butter is delicious.
I like it. They know what it is.
They sell it in grocery stores.
Oh, they sell it in grocery. Where do you live? Where does he live?
Where they're having SummerSlam. Detroit.
Well, Detroit has the right idea. Detroit has apple butter. God bless.
Apple butter. Apple butter on Ritz.
Apple butter on Ritz. Wow.
I gotta come to Boost Mobile's parties. I gotta come to your party.
It's lit, bro. You know what? Everybody gets some apple butter for SummerSlam. We're all having apple butter on Saturday night.
Welcome to Apple Butter SummerSlam.
Now that sounds like a good idea, and you know what that means in a good way.
I want to address a match that isn't on this card that might be. It's one of your favorites.
Talk to me.
Rhea Ripley does not have a match yet.
I think she will.
And I think you know who she's going to be facing.
Yeah, I know.
Can't wipe it off.
Yeah.
Smiling Raquel. But I think this is the chance you could do something and make Raquel a star.
Yes, sir.
Let Raquel do this. Raquel, if you're listening, get out of this tag team. You and Liv are both better than this, truthfully, in my mind.
Agreed.
Go be Big Mommy Cool. Go and do what you came here to do. Be yourself, and I hope that they let her run with the ball. That's all that I can say for it.
Facts. Super facts. I've said it before. That's good. Gamble, that is good. Ooh.
On French toast.
That's a reach, but you know what? That might not be bad.
Yeah. BJ has joined us. Welcome, BJ. We're just talking about apple butter and SummerSlam. Come on in. Take your shoes off.
Listen, I'm thinking about getting some apple butter. I haven't thought about apple butter in a long time.
I need to see the social media mention on Twitter and Instagram of Sean eating apple butter during one of the matches on toast.
No, seriously, because now y'all got I'm mad because y'all got me thinking about it. Now I'm gonna waste my money on apple butter. Raquel needs to stop smiling. I've said this for months, a year almost. It looks like she's starting to get more serious lately. I think the situation with Liv has made her upset. I don't think she wins, but I think Big Mama Cool, no more smiling, no more kissing babies, is going to lead to having a really good match with Rhea, and that's what I want to see. I want to see she doesn't have to win. Just go out there and be the bad so-and-so that we know you are.
That's it. That's all that we ask of you. Go out there, do your thing.
Yes.
Sean,
yes, I did. I'll give you this. You made an argument and you stuck to it. I'll give you that. Do I think The Miz ascends to being the top 2 or 3 greatest Intercontinental champions of all time? I'm not there yet, but I will admit that what I heard, by the way, you did a good job. What I heard has solidified what I've already said. Conrad, back me up. What has solidified that Miz is a top 10 Intercontinental champion of all time. That's as far as I'll go.
He didn't push you over to that 5. Huh?
I'm not going to that. But he has so. I will admit this. The Miz was on like that verge of falling out of the top 10. He is now solidly in the top 10. I admit that I guess you would call it podcast episode that he put together. That was strong. It was strong. I admit it was strong.
You didn't have a podcast. It's good. Like that roundtable was one of my favorite discussions ever. I was listening to it. I was bugging out. I'm like, yo, The Miz is really solid. I thought the same thing.
Credit is due. I'm not going to sit up here and be, thick-headed and not acknowledge when something makes sense. I'm convinced he is solidly a top 10 Intercontinental champion.
Much appreciated. Original Biggie says, book it. I got to bring that series back. We had a series called Book It. We used like the Pizza Hut logo and we would rebook things. Maybe I keep saying I should make Sean do one week. Like we'll give him an assignment and then the next week on the podcast, maybe we'll have him come back with what he would book something.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Doug says Rob is a genius. Sean got me looking up apple butter prices. Same, bro.
I bet you
I've never had it, so that's some real fancy now.
I bet you it's expensive too. That's the bad part.
Yeah, I definitely see one on Amazon that's like 16, 18, and I'm like, I don't know why, but I see other ones that are like $3 at Walmart.
Oh, that's not bad.
$5.19. Yeah,
there's a Walmart about an hour from me. I don't know if I should drive out there to get apple butter.
Yeah, it's rough out here. Speaking of the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther is trying to get to the Honky Tonk Man's record. I think he's got to last through the month of September. Can he get past a former WWE champion in Drew McIntyre?
Yes.
Because, listen, I think at the next pay-per-view, we got to get a Honky Tonk Man appearance. Honky Tonk's going to have to crack that guitar to try to save this one time, and then Gunther chops him down, and then he still wins, and he walks out with the record.
Speaking of Honky Tonk Man, now I may have come to the other side as it relates to respecting the Miz. First of all, I didn't disrespect the Miz. I just didn't think the Miz was as great as I thought the Miz was a B+ player. He's on the verge of being an A player. It is what it is. I never disrespected the. Absolutely respect, no doubt. You did a good job. When you make sense, I'm gonna show you love. It's all good. But one thing I will never waver on, okay? Y'all need to, you included Conrad, y'all need to start respecting the Honky Tonk Man a little bit more than you do. The Honky Tonk Man held what, let's call this what it is, the most honorable title probably in history outside of the heavyweight title for 14 months. 14 months, bro. Come on, man. Okay, I'll take a timeout.
No, hold on. Have you ever heard the story of why he's a 14-month Intercontinental Champion?
There was some politics around WrestleMania 4, I remember.
Yeah, good job, Honky. He said, I'm not dropping the strap to Randy Savage. I'm going to WCW with this belt then.
So what we're doing is we're taking away somebody's historical significance because they were a jerk backstage. That would wipe out all of Hogan's accomplishments.
It would wipe out a lot of people's accounts. But I personally, I just never, maybe this is the kid in me still, I never liked Honky Tonk Man.
Okay.
I just never liked him. And Disco, and I'm going to say this, Disco Inferno is nothing more than an upgrade version of Honky Tonk Man. And Disco knows it with the moves he did and everything. Yeah. The neck breaker he used to use as the finisher.
No, you ain't fooling me, brother. The chart buster was lit.
That was disrespectful to Austin. They knew they used to do that on purpose, use the other guy's main move in the company to someone else who's lower on the card.
Right.
Chart buster. But yeah, they tried with that stuff, man. I don't know. Honky Tonk Man, he won the belt in Buffalo, and we're talking about SummerSlam, and he lost it at SummerSlam. It follows me, man. I need this record broken. If Axis Smash couldn't have the tag title record anymore, Honky Tonk Man can't have that anymore then. No, we're out of here with this. Tired of the disrespect.
You know what? Also, we got to move on. I don't want to take up too much time with this. Honky Tonk Man held the title for 14 months in the land of the Giants, bro. In the land of the Giants. That was arguably, some people would argue me heavy about this, maybe the most talented era in history. Yes, Austin Rock. Yes, Cena, Batista. But like the Federation era, and Honky Tonk Man was champion for 14 months?
Wait a minute. For the Battle Royal, did you give a prediction?
Yeah, I said LA Knight's going to lose. That's what I said. That was my prediction.
I'm taking LA Knight to win. We'll go opposite on that.
I'm thinking LA Knight's going to lose because WWE doesn't know how to make right decisions.
All right, so who do you got for this Intercontinental title match? Chat, chime in.
Hunter.
Okay, I'm taking him to win too. There's no way. Original Biggie says, bring me that honkometer back. Shout out to Santino.
Nice.
Gunther versus Drew was a banger. Yo, I'll never forget when Santino lost when he was doing that gimmick with the honkometer. Do you remember who he lost to?
Say that one more time.
Santino Marella. Do you remember who he lost to when he was doing the honkometer? I thought they were going to break the record when he started doing that every week.
Like Beth Phoenix or something? Or?
No. Okay. He was with Beth Phoenix, but William Regal came out and torched him one night in like England, bro. It was bad, bro. Like he came in, dogged him, suplexed that running knee to the head, done. I was like, yo, why they do him like that?
Being in England, it was a huge pop for that too.
It's one of me and Rob's favorite like matches to watch someone get dogged in. Santino and Regal. Got him filthy. Gunther Drew's going to be a banger. Gunther versus Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental Championship. Don't play around, bro, because they'll end up letting Honky Tonk Man win it back.
Leezy for Sheezy, that sounds like a bad idea.
Coming up here at Night of Champions. Honky Tonk Man. Gunther versus McIntyre Classic in the ring. I loved the triple threat match they had at WrestleMania. I thought that was a sleeper match on the card.
It was great.
I think Gunther retains. But I don't know what Drew's going to do next afterwards. He pulled a Hogan. Yeah, Disco is an upgrade. I meant upgrade as far as the time. They went to, instead of Honky Tonk, they were like, oh, he's a disco guy in the 90s. Like, okay. It would wipe out all of John Cena's accomplishments.
Wow,
Knock it off, Derek.
My dog, but my goodness.
Disco over Honky Tonk Man. Disco definitely had a better working style, we'll just say.
Why are we talking about a Hall of Famer like he's hot garbage? That's the part I don't understand.
Hold on. So who's a better worker, Honky Tonk Man or Disco Inferno, in a fan opinion? Whose matches would you enjoy more?
Who can wrestle a better match? Probably Disco Inferno, but who was more entertaining? Honky Tonk Man.
I will allow that. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. No, I was just in my head. I'm like, is that fair? That's fair.
That's all.
I think we've given this way too much talking time.
No, we haven't, bro. No, we haven't. You know why?
No, I'm talking about Disco Inferno being involved in this conversation. Got way too much talking time.
And I see the comment coming from my brother McKinney. Look, man. At the end of the day, Honky Tonk Man was nobody's Macho Man Randy Savage. He wasn't Ricky Steamboat. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't this catch-can wrestler, right? Honky Tonk Man was hella entertaining. He was funny. At the end of the day, yes, he had some backstage stuff. Everybody had backstage stuff, right? 14 months, bro. 14 months. Now, you could argue Triple H had the title for like 8 years straight without losing a match. Yes, I know that was horrible too. But let me use this as an example, and then I'm going to go. We can move on. Compare Triple H's reign of terror in 03-04 to the Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental reign. Which one would you rather have? It's far and away.
Tonk Man, but here, time out. That's not a fair comparison, though.
Okay.
Because we knew Triple H should have been losing. We were like, bro, Rob Van Dam's not good enough. Booker T wasn't good enough. These people were all over. I'm like, Pain.
Yeah, you're right. It was terrible. It was terrible. Matter of fact, you're right. It's not fair because that was one of the worst runs in history.
Here come BJ. Why are you reminding me of this 99 WCW? But why I'm this close? I'm like this close to Starrcade. It takes me like 3 watches though to get through a pay-per-view. Disco is part of the Filthy Animals. The Rascals are a faction in Impact.
I know why you said Rascals though. I know why you get a pass for that because I know why you said Rascals.
And by the way, he did not spell disco like that when he was in the Filthy Animals. It was disco with a Q because they were trying to be like Cisco because that was what was hot at the time. Ooh, I remember that. Ooh, that dress so scandalous. All right, I'm done.
No.
That triple threat match here for the Women's Championship. Oh, Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair versus Asuka. At one point in time, this would have been a match that I would have possibly looked forward to.
This is a dream match on paper, but they're going to screw it up.
No, I don't think they're going to screw it. Well, I think I know what they're going to do. I want to hear your thought first because I know exactly where I think I'm going with this.
Best case scenario, and this is me being really fair because best case scenario in my mind as being unfair, Sean Hubbard want what I want is Bianca winning. But I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be fair. And I'm going to say best case scenario for everybody involved, Charlotte wins. I know that sounds crazy. But immediately afterwards, Io Sky cashes in.
That's my prediction as well. I'm predicting Io Sky leaves SummerSlam as the women's champion.
Yes, sir.
Because what's another notch on Charlotte's belt? That's all they want anyway. I'm sick of it, but I get it. And here's the bad part. Charlotte is so good that they really... What are you going to tell her?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to tell Bianca? They're two of the best that you've got. Now, Asuka, I feel like is being overlooked in this, and this is what I don't like. She's been overshadowed, and she is the champion.
Which is why I want to comment on what you're saying right now because you're hitting the nail right on the head. Which is why Asuka might win and might leave SummerSlam as champion.
Yeah, it could happen. I don't know. Original B said, this was a dream match about 2 years ago. Charlotte is going to win, pinning Asuka because they love sticking it to Asuka. I hope they don't do that. Io Sky cash-in gets thwarted by Shotzi, though. Sounds like a bad idea, and you know what that means.
I think they'll probably do it, I think is what he's trying to say.
Kyrie Sane coming back. I
wouldn't-
haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that either.
That's news to me if they're gonna do that. I don't know here. So we're in agreement. Charlotte's gonna get the other notch, and then Io cashes in.
I think we're both going out on a limb here. We're looking for 2 title changes in one match, or 2 quick matches.
This should be in the upper tier of matches for this show too. Like, I'm expecting it. Like, I'm holding them to that high standard that Bianca, Asuka, and Charlotte have been known to be held to. I'm expecting them to deliver on this.
I would expect so too. I mean, like you said earlier, and like I think Jocelyn said very accurately, this is a dream match about 1.5 to 2 years ago. It still has the potential to be. And I think if they hit one out of the park and then have Io cash in, I think they deliver.
Oh, McKinney thinks Io's going to call her shot. I would love for them to do this. This is what I wanted the SummerSlam match to be, was Asuka versus Io.
You know what? It's so hard, McKinney, to have that RVD 2005, bro, or 2006. It's so hard because like cash-ins that are not surprises. Does it really hit like that? That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Wait a minute. I'm missing a graphic. Have they announced Becky and Trish? That's official,
That's not
right?
announced. It's going to be announced tonight.
Okay. Who you got for that while we're just talking women's
I
matches?
mean, hypothetically, if it happens, which I'm 90% sure it will, I'm picking Becky to win.
Okay, same.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't have to really get into it. It's not my favorite feud. I think Becky Lynch has been misused in this. Derek said, I don't want Charlotte winning anything. Don't speak that bogusness.
Derek is like, even if she has it for 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes too long.
Yeah, no, Derek is not a Charlotte fan.
I'm not a Charlotte fan either. I was just asked my opinion, and that's unfortunately, I think they're going to give her, what is this going to be, 15?
I don't know what number she's at. Chat, someone tell me. I'll let someone look
Somebody
it up
in
for
the
us.
chat knows. How many titles does she have so far, Charlotte Flair?
Asuka Bianca versus Charlotte Flair, another potential classic in the making. As much as I want Bianca to win, Bianca's the one who I have no hope in winning this, just because she just went on a long title reign. To win the correct decision here.
I'm getting a little nervous though, bro. You know why? The fans are starting to like her again. Like the cheers are starting to come back. And,
for Bianca?
Yeah, and that's going to probably put a kibosh on the total heel turn.
I can see it happening, but I also, we're going to delve into something else a little different here too. I do like what Bobby Lashley's doing though. I liked him yelling at, he had Montez and he was happy with Montez. Montez was looking all nice, and then Angelo Dawkins walking around with the dress jacket with the hoodie underneath. He's like, hey, Playboy, I ain't going to fly no more. You got to start dressing right around here.
New Hurt Business with that sounds like a good idea.
The real question is, where's MVP been?
MVP is not needed, but you're right. Where is he? I don't know.
Do you trust Lashley to do all this by himself, though? Lashley's
talking. Montez Ford can do the talking.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I hope they are passing the mic, too. But Lashley's still a star, man. They've been just keeping him hidden away, sort of, right now.
Why, to go back a little bit, I'm kind of, tongue-in-cheek just saying that I think LA Knight's not going to win. But if I wanted to put a stare, I think Bobby Lashley might be the winner of that Royal.
Could happen. Someone said Bayley's going to attack Io. Ooh, that could happen. They've been teasing that. Io will be lurking for that briefcase. Becky versus Trish. I bet it's a cage match. I thought I saw the last Trish match a couple years ago at SummerSlam. Apparently not. She's a 14-time, everyone's saying. So this is 15. Yikes. This will be Charlotte's 15 reign. Oh, my goodness. It's not possible to turn heel on Charlotte.
You know what? That's a really good point, guy. That's true. If whoever's in the ring with Charlotte, they're going to cheer the other person.
Charlotte and Ronda are going to put Detroit to sleep, Tokyo said. Terrible. Also, Bianca in the Hurt Business? I think you could if you wanted to.
Imagine Bianca Belair dressed in all black, like militant kind of style with no smiling. Oh, my God. That'd be amazing.
But I think she fits with the elegance, though, of this group.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about them all standing out there in their black suits, maybe with gold ties, gold accents. I'm big on fashion. Gold ties, gold accents, glasses on, and Bianca Belair just standing there like super swaggy, just a female instead of a male.
I like it. Well, you said militant. I was hoping we weren't going nation of domination because that's what everyone always says.
No, not like that. Not like that.
Okay. Okay. Could it be? Wouldn't it be a good idea? Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. And Boost Mobile says Charlotte's 114. Bianca dressing all black like in the Omen. Shout out to
Yeah,
Little Kim.
that's what I'm talking about, guy. You hit
hmm
like I'm talking about like all about the Benjamins, Lil Kim. Yes,
The stance is what you meant, militant.
yes.
Okay. Understood. Understood. We got 3 more matches to get into here.
We're
Let's
having
talk
fun
about
tonight.
them.
We're having fun.
Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. This is a rematch from many, many moons ago for the
Okay.
Universal title. But this time they're still in a match for a title that is not the main title. So this match, I think, has to deliver big time on the in-ring stuff. Seth Rollins, this is your chance to shine. Finn, you've talked a lot of stuff over the time. This is your chance to shine. Now, I think Seth's the guy, but I see a lot of people advocating for Finn. If you got to pick, I don't know who. This is gonna be a tough one. You got Damian Priest lurking with the briefcase as well. You got the end Seth's reign now. What do you think?
I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. Seth Rollins is the best thing in WWE, not named Roman Reigns or Uso. But he's losing at SummerSlam. Finn Balor will be the next world champion, and I love it. The Judgment Day are starting to creep into my mind as like really, really entertaining. I dismissed them a long time ago, and I'm starting to see they are really good. Dominic is starting to make me like him a little bit.
I tried to tell you about my boy Dom.
It's starting to, and Finn Balor winning the title. Now, the thing is, only problem is Finn wins the title, and then you have to worry about Damian Priest, so they might break up over this.
But remember, Priest said he would never cash in on Finn as the champion. It makes
So
it
what?
interesting.
So he said he wouldn't. Who cares?
No. But you can play with that.
Okay.
Finn doesn't trust him, but then he's helping Finn win. And then you could even mess around with the whole idea of, well, what if I cost you and then I cash in? Oh. So he has a reason not to trust him either way. There's story elements in this, and I don't know what they're going to do. This match intrigues me a lot.
It does.
More than the other ones, at least. So that's why I kind of have this in the position it's in.
Who's your pick?
We got a bunch of people. So listen, I'm going to be the weird one here. I'm going with Seth Rollins. I think Seth retains some way, somehow. I think it's the predictable way, but I think that's what happens.
Is there any way that Damian Mizdow? I don't know why that popped into my head, bro. That was out of nowhere. Is there any way that Damian Priest cashes in at SummerSlam? We all think Io's going to cash in.
It could happen.
Okay.
Imagine if Bailey stops Io, what's to stop Priest? Why wouldn't Priest then consider it? I think it just depends on what situations present themselves. Let's see here. Tokyo says Finn wins. I think Balor wins. Damian turns on Balor, and I think Seth is more hurt than he is letting on with his. He has said something about a back injury that's been nagging him.
About some injury, that's true.
We need Finn to win, but I really want Seth to get a long reign to legitimize his belt, so it's not the loser's world title anymore. That's sad.
That's a really good point, Gamble. Like him losing this soon, it's like I love Finn, I love Seth, but the title needs legacy, man. You're right.
Seth is working hurt. He needs time off. I say Seth is more hurt than he's letting on because he admitted in an interview he should get back surgery. Rollins versus Balor, you know where I'm going with this. I'm going for Finn Balor. I know that's your guy, Quills. With that being said, whoever wins the match, watch out for Priest. Finn wins because Rollins needs to break to heal up. Finn deserves something right now. Man, like I kind of want to pick Finn, man. Like it makes sense, man, but I have a feeling they're going to.
Listen, guys, I want to ask you guys a question, Conrad and chat included. Is this giving like, and you know I'm a historian, is this giving like greatest SummerSlam of all time vibes?
I won't say that. O2's up there for me.
This thing on paper is looking strong.
O2 is up there for me. When Chris Jericho and Ric Flair is like one of your weaker matches, you know that card was a banger. Angle, Rey Mysterio, opener.
You're solid, bro. You're solid. But let me ask you this, bro. This card, and you know how old school I am. I never give the nod to new school over old school. This card is stacked. There's not a dud in the whole lineup.
There's not, but it's all in how you book this as well. That's the key. See, we know what O2 did, so that's all the hindsight. This could be really good if you go the route that a lot of people want you to.
Right.
The question is, what are you gonna do?
Right.
It just shifts leadership to Priest. Ooh, it'd be dope if Demon Finn came back for this. Nah, you can't even get rid of that demon. I'm done with that. It's over.
Yeah.
Damian Priest as Money in the Bank holder is stupid just for the fact that he should be going after the main title. Going after a secondary title is stupid. Oh, he's saying he should go after Roman.
Yeah, Biggie, I hear you, but that's the whole point. Like, it's kind of perceived as a secondary title because it was made because of Roman, but they're trying to make it a legitimate world championship. I know. Look, here's the thing, right? We got to be fair. In 2002, who believed that Triple H's belt was going to be the main belt? That everybody looked at that as a secondary title. 3 years later, it's the #1 title in the company, right?
What, you talking about the world title?
The world title back in 2002.
I never felt that way about it.
Really?
No, I felt it was just more important because Triple H had it.
Title main evented WrestleMania
when they want it to.
Okay.
I think it depends on who's holding it.
Okay.
And I've been creative. And I think that me and Dave should get a 3-match series.
I feel you.
Let me stop. Guy will gamble. This might be funny, but it's also probably true. Rollins needs back surgery from carrying Raw the last 3 years. Yeah, that's true as well. There's a ton of potential on this card on paper because of how many possibilities are to the matches and stories. I hope Balor wins, then Priest cashes in. Steel cage match, Brett versus Owen Hart is the greatest in my opinion.
Ooh, the greatest SummerSlam match of all time.
I've heard a lot of people say that. They love that cage match.
But like, more than like, first of all, Boost, big shout out to Boost. But more than like Brett versus Bulldog, Brett versus Perfect, I don't know.
Man, Brett versus Bulldog is wild knowing what we know now about that match.
Facts.
My gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. I agree with both. Conrad's Triple H impression is priceless. Thank you. The storylines and the opportunity for surprise are what's making all the matches interesting. It doesn't feel predictable. The chance to be swerved are high, and we all enjoy the swerve. Hold on. I will always say this, and I got to remind people. Predictability is not bad because we're thinking sensible.
Mm-hmm.
Swerves are not always good. I'm watching WCW with Russo and the homie started booking just recently. A swerve is not always good. Swerve, bro. You didn't see that coming.
There's a swerve that could happen at SummerSlam, which would be the worst thing ever. So, yeah.
Could happen. Triple H versus HBK is one of the all-time greats. I cried that night when I found out Shawn was going to wrestle again, bro. I was happy. I didn't cry, but I was definitely like super happy. I was dancing. I was like, thank goodness, man. I miss Shawn. I thought the day would never come. And it did. And speaking of the time coming, Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Here we go.
Adrenaline in my soul. Something. Cody Rhodes. Do it all to make moment. The lights go, whoa. Yeah, everybody says whoa all together.
This guy. Cody wins.
I got Cody winning. I don't really have a lot to say about this. I'm not a fan of this feud. I'm over it.
I'm over it too. Cody wins, and who cares?
Did you want to talk about the Cody doc now?
Yeah, I guess. So, I was able to watch the Cody Rhodes documentary on Peacock today.
Time out. You're gonna chip her up right now while you're talking about this. You sounded sad to start this.
I have some quotes written down, and I want to touch on a couple of things because WWE just makes me sick, bro. And I can't understand how and why that we as fans allow ourselves to become subject to this hot garbage. But I'm watching the documentary, and two comments stick out in my mind. Okay, first one is from Cody Rhodes. Okay, this is the Cody Rhodes documentary that just debuted today on the Peacock streaming service. Okay, the same place you'll be able to see SummerSlam on Saturday night. Cody Rhodes says, I didn't leave AEW because of money, and I didn't leave AEW because of other talents. I left AEW because of a personal issue. He said he wouldn't touch on what that personal issue was. First of all, Cody Rhodes, you're a liar. That's number one. You're a liar. Because for all the stuff that you've talked about, how WWE did you wrong, you've made comment after comment in the past about WWE not honoring your father's legacy the proper way, how they haven't treated you correctly. You left the company. You took a sledgehammer to Triple H's theoretical throne. And then you come back, and if nobody else wants to say it, I'll say it. You come back with your tail tucked between your legs for a Seth Rollins match at WrestleMania. And then what does WWE do? WWE shows you what they think of you, Cody Rhodes. Oh, yeah, we appreciate everything your father did. Oh, we appreciate you returning back home. If I hear him talk about returning home one more time, I'm going to throw up. Okay? We appreciate you, Cody. Thank you. Welcome back. Let's give you this whole bucket full of money. Let's have you beat Seth Rollins, the most over guy in the business outside of Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have you face Seth Rollins again at Hell in a Cell. Oh my God! But you tore your pectoral muscle. Oh my God! What do you mean? You're going to wrestle with a torn pectoral? Oh, thank you, Seth. Thank you. We would have to, with 2 weeks left to go in the pay-per-view, we were going to have to find somebody else to take your place in a Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins, and you're going to just be so gracious and so wonderful since you've returned home to wrestle with a torn pectoral muscle. Thank you, Cody. So you know what we're going to do for you, Cody? We're going to bring you back at the Royal Rumble. And you're going to win the Royal Rumble. And then you're going to go into WrestleMania and you're going to finish the story. And then, and this is all speculation, this part, then we're going to come into your tour bus 2 hours before the show and say, you know what, Cody? Maybe you winning tonight is not the best idea. And then they're going to put a camera on you as you carry your adorable daughter and walk with your wonderful wife outside of your tour bus where you look clearly distraught, clearly downtrodden. But there's no way that Cody Rhodes could have gotten bad news 2 hours before the biggest match of his life. Not 2 hours before the prodigal son, as Corey Graves put it, returns home to capture the title that his father never caught before. And then you lose. And then you lose. And then you move on to get beaten up by Brock Lesnar and face him in a trilogy that nobody cares about. Here's the bottom line, okay? Cody Rhodes is someone I have amazing respect for as a human being. Cody Rhodes is someone that I think is probably somebody I would shake his hand and say, I think you're a strong, solid human, father, husband, and citizen. But Cody Rhodes sold out. And Cody Rhodes is going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. At WrestleMania 40, is he going to come back and win the championship? Probably. But everyone will always remember that the same place that you said dishonored your family legacy, that put you in paint and had you going like this for no apparent reason, is the company you returned to after you said you'd never come back. After you literally built this company's competition from the ground up. And now you're coming back. That's number one. And number two, and I'll make it a little bit quicker, Triple H says Cody Rhodes to take that gamble and say, this is not what I wanted. I didn't grow up dreaming of being the champion or the face of a secondary promotion? Who the hell do you think you are? WWE is number one because of money. WWE from a creative standpoint is not number one, and it hasn't been for a long time. So Triple H sitting up here talking about secondary company, WWE, all this documentary shows what many of us already know. They're pretentious, they're full of themselves, and they think that their stuff doesn't stink. And I, for one, am sick and tired of it. And that's why I haven't watched a live WWE show since Money in the Bank.
Ray brings up Wyatt screwing Cody and The Rock returning to drop the elbow on Grayson Waller could ruin the show. It could happen. It could happen. Sick. I'm coming in. Original Biggie, I'm coming back to yours. We're going to circle back around. Look, like it or not, Cody is going to be the one to take it off Roman eventually. Just accept it and expect it. Boo. People are booing. I don't know if that's at Cody. Cody is going to guilt cry. He said Cody is going to guilt cry all the way to the bank. He doesn't care. Most turncoats don't.
Well, that means that De La Ghetto agrees with me.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah. Yeah. I'll shake his hand. Derek, disrespectful. Without Kevin Owens' unfortunate injury, this is the perfect time to split up the tag belts and introduce new belts. I don't see them doing that yet. My bad, Hubs.
So what are your thoughts? Because it's not just going to be me.
I was actually going to try to skim over this. You know how I feel about Cody, man. Cody is a politician at the end of the day. Cody is going to do whatever he's got to do for Cody. What I don't want to hear is, though, that, oh, I love AEW. I have a special connection with AEW. What you did was technically embarrass AEW. An executive, one of the first people to go, ugh. What did Tony not give you? And once again, I know people are going to argue. Me and Rob have this conversation, and he says Tony let him book himself like that. That's true. But Cody didn't have to suggest the idea either of him never being world champion again. That's foolishness, in my opinion. Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
You know, I know
zero sense.
I know that I have a reputation of being a little bit over the top. That's who I am. I love who I am. You all love who I am. But you know something? This Cody thing really does bother me. Like real talk.
This match isn't no DQ or anything, right? With Cody and Brock,
there's been no stipulation as of this point.
Okay. Cody thinks like a politician. Yeah, dressed like one too. No, Cody is a politician. I'm telling you guys. Like,
I would look in that man's eyes. I would shake his hand. Like I said, I would say you're a good person. I think you're a good person. I think you're a good family man. I think you're a good human being. But you leaving AEW was just not. It wasn't a good look, bro. It just wasn't a good look.
Like I said, I think he lost some points in my eyes. Like, because I was someone who liked Cody. I used to cheer Cody's stories and stuff like that in the beginning of AEW. Were some of them off? 100%. But I don't know. I don't know what happened. And Cody giving these answers that he's been giving about what happened, you're just leading people to speculate. Like, you're not giving a solid answer as to why. So he said it was something personal.
He said that he's so happy to be home. Home. No, and big shout out to Rafael De La Ghetto. He could. I don't know if he's a good person. That's true, Matt Lopez. I agree. I don't know if he's a good person. He comes across as a good person. He could be an a-hole. I don't know, but he comes across as a good person. But I would just look that man in his eyes and say, listen, as a man to man, you leaving AEW just doesn't look good for you as a human being. It doesn't look good for you. That's a bad decision.
Vinny said, can't wait to see another Doc after he loses to Roman again at 40.
Yo, you know something? Go back to Vinny.
I don't think you could do that, Vinny.
Go back to Vinny. I don't know you, Vinny, but you come across from your picture, from the way you talk, you're a very respectful and nice guy, it seems like. That comment was hardcore, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. If I hear Roman Reigns music at the end of 40, bro, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. We may have to just come on and just review Mania that like the Raw after Mania.
I don't see why Cody would be confident, even if Cody is getting told that he's going to win at 40. I believe that they told him, if it wasn't on the bus 2 hours beforehand, they told him a couple of days before the show, you're not winning the match. And there was a comment that I want to scroll up to, if you don't mind, Conrad. It was a good question by Big E, and the original Big E. And I think the answer is yes.
Wait a minute. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I think the answer is yes. I think if Jay wins at SummerSlam or Jay wins the title between now and WrestleMania, that Damian Priest cashing in, even if Jay won the main event Saturday and Damian Priest cashed in, that is much more legitimate. And it's actually not a bad booking decision. So big shout out to you for that possibility.
Okay. And I think it's time to talk about the main event. It's our background behind us. It is Roman Reigns.
I'm sorry, Conrad. Take the graphic down 1 second, my brother. And Triple H saying that, just coming out saying AEW is a second-rate company. Like, what's the point in saying that in a documentary? AEW was prominently talked about during the documentary. They used the word AEW. They used the word All Elite Wrestling. They had pictures and video footage of the Bucks and of other people in AEW. They had video footage of All In. And you're going to come on that. What's the point? Like, you're going to come out there and just, it wasn't my dream to grow up and win the title and be the face of a second-rate company. Like, does that make you feel better about yourself?
They're protecting their investment, and they know people can't think for themselves, and they'll parrot these ideas, just like several other things.
You know what? I'll leave it with this, Conrad. Have some class. How about that? Have some class.
These are the moments where people forget who takes the shots first. Remember, it was Pissant Company at the Hall of Fame. It was you're a T-shirt company. Remember all that stuff? AEW started this. Did they?
Right.
Did they? I'm just saying.
And
by the way,
awesome.
Wait, what happened?
You said it already. You said I'm going back to Vinny. He said I can't wait to see another doc after Roman loses at 4. That's so awesome.
McKinney said I haven't seen the doc yet, but in my opinion, I think Cody saw the future and didn't see himself in AEW. It was a weird move, but when you look at it, what happened when he left? Like, it was the process was weird. Like the whole Sting, I could have wrestled Sting. Okay. Right. He said Sting was one of his heroes, so you didn't want to wrestle one of your heroes, so you didn't stick around? I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. And really, WWE's allowed to have AEW footage. I feel like Kenny, Cody, and the Bucks, and like they all have like this respect for each other. Like, we came into this together. Here, you can use it. It's fine.
But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't put it past WWE to do some sneaky crap, because that would, up until that comment, I mean, Cody Rhodes has always annoyed me with the whole welcome home thing. But Triple H, that whole second-rate company thing, I bet you when AEW sent over that footage, they didn't think he was going to say that.
Yep. It's taking advantage of people's kindness, and then this is why people don't work together. Like, if you want WWE and AEW to work together, this is why it can't happen. Tony said he tried to. He said he was willing to. But anyway, I don't think it was Kenny. I believe it was the Bucks who said he could use that footage. Sick. Jay is winning, Priest is cashing in, winning, and then that can give more legs to the bloodline story. Well, where it's technically Jay, not Reigns, who loses the family jewels. Can't wait for the CM Punk doc where TK takes a dig at WWE. I don't think we're getting those yet. They're not ready for the docs yet. And I don't think you don't want CM Punk talking about his time in AEW. Let me tell you what happened last year. Kenny's too nice, shaking my head. Keep a mic out of his hands. By the way, weird. Matt Lopez sent this to me. Dynamite and Collision are gonna be recording together right before All In. Yikes! Should be an interesting night. I wonder why.
Interesting for sure.
Interesting. Let's get to the main event of this show, though. I'm hyped for this one. Roman Reigns versus main event Jey Uso. This has been one that Sean has been heavily invested in. I'm gonna keep it a buck because I really have the least to say about this. Roman wins. I'm not believing any of this fallacy. Roman ain't losing until WrestleMania. So whatever predictions, spoiler alert for the rest of the time until someone can convince me. Roman wins. Roman wins. Roman wins. until we get all the way to WrestleMania 40?
My heart. Jey Uso triumphantly wins the title. It's for the culture. The music is blasting. The fans are bopping. The fans are doing their thing. A la Money in the Bank. It was a party at Money in the Bank. It was a party. As M. Leezy Fashizi would say, I am Team Jey Uso. I've been Team Uso in general for over 3 years now, if not longer. Jey Uso's not going to win this match. It's a shame. It's a shame. I know you're trying to hold back the laughter, Conrad. It's a shame because it would be an amazing moment, arguably one of the greatest moments in SummerSlam history if that were to happen. But it's probably not. Jay winning is the ultimate fantasy for me as it relates to my heart and what wrestling should be. But Roman's probably going to retain. The only thing that would make me sick, though, there's many ways that Jay can lose this match. But if Jimmy Uso comes back and is the reason that Jay loses, that's ridiculous. I mean, and I mean this with all, notice I'm not laughing. I'm not a mark. I understand that Jay's probably going to lose this match. But if Jimmy is the reason, I mean, come on. Now you're just, like I said, WWE, you know what that, it sounds like a good idea. You know what that means. That's a joke. It's a joke based in truth, but it's a joke because you know that 9 times out of 10, WWE is going to go the opposite way. But if they have Jimmy turn on Jay, that's just like, okay, just spit in our faces. Why don't you? And that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that we're going to see something catastrophically bad, which is Jimmy Uso turning on Jay. I hope that does not happen.
Do you think they're afraid to take the belt off Roman?
Yes, I do.
Because of what could happen afterwards, right?
Yes, because at the end of the day, as over as the Usos have been, and as amazing as Jey Uso particularly have been, there is no reason outside of fear, as you correctly brought up, that there would be a situation why they couldn't roll the dice on Jey Uso.
Better not turn on flipping my phone over, not my TV. I'm not crazy, but that would be fire. Yeah, I don't think they're going to turn Jimmy either. I hope they don't. But
I hope they don't. Because like I said, there's a difference between something being a bad idea. You know what that means in my catchphrase. There's a difference between something like that and then, okay, you know what, we're really going to piss the fans off. We're going to make fans want to throw garbage into the ring kind of deal. You know what I'm trying to say?
Jimmy said him and Jay wrestling was a dream of theirs, right, at WrestleMania?
I saw the interview. It doesn't have to be now. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense.
You could imagine even if you could get the New Day versus if they could get their brother to join them in some way, somehow. You have options for what they could do. Listen, Roman's not losing this at the end of the day. My question for you was, though, you leaned into part of what I wanted you to. Are they afraid to take the belt off of Roman even in fear of what could happen with Cody? Like, is Cody going to draw what they believe he can draw? Because Roman's probably going to disappear after for a little bit.
Cody is not Roman Reigns. Cody is not Roman Reigns. I don't care how many times people say, whoa, it doesn't matter. He is not Roman Reigns. And I promise you, Cody Rhodes as world champion in WWE is going to get stale real quick.
He's going to move the merch. We'll see. I think he can hold it down. I think he could be a solid champion for them from a Booker standpoint. I think he'll be good. Vinny says, how do you keep the Usos on the same show as Roman after this? This truly feels like the end.
It does feel like the end. And I'm hoping they end it correctly. It does feel like the end. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about the storyline ending. But how do you end it? That's the question.
Man, Matt said you worry about Jimmy turning on Jay. Imagine the catastrophic image for Sean if Dwayne shows up to rock bottom Jay to cost him.
And Leezy, I'm not going to disrespect you because what I mean. Let me finish my whole stuff. And Leezy, I like you, bro. And I'm saying that you're right. I can't even comment on that. That would infuriate me to the point I might not even be able to do the show next Monday. That's how bad That's how bad that would be, bro. Like, I'm with you 100%, Emily's for Sheezy. I pray to God that doesn't happen.
Vinny said Cody ain't drawing 3 million viewers like the Tribal Chief. Hey, yo, look at Sean's face. It's stress.
Yo, bro, The Rock being the one that caused Jay, that's even worse.
In the Triple H era, the story never ends.
That's also
I don't even know why I started doing that. I gotta stop doing Triple H's voice. Rafael De La Ghetto, aka Six, says, "Hell yeah, WWE is gonna take it off Roman. Let Kenny Omega say he's coming to WWE tomorrow. Adrenaline in my stroll, straight to the mid card. Here you go.
right.
Put on that Stardust paint." Why'd you make me sing that?
And this is the same company that's home now. Yeah, I'm glad to be home. Shut up. You know, Conrad, one thing about Conrad, guys, man, Conrad, and he ain't no punk. Conrad's a tough cookie, man. He'll fight for his. I believe if I was in a fight and if I was in the same neighborhood, he would get in his car and fight for me, bro. But one thing Conrad does not like to do is speak out about like stuff like he's trying to be a professional. I respect it. But the truth needs to be told. WWE sucks when it comes to stuff like this, bro.
I don't know what they're gonna do that hasn't been done. Listen,
Jay winning the title would be Jay winning the title.
Sean, you can't do that though. Hear me out. Why? Because if Jay wins, you have to go with Jay. Like, I'm not joking. You can't do no Kofi Mania. You ended the longest reign in years since like Hogan.
Right.
For this. You gotta go with this dude. He needs to start beating Cody. He needs to beat people then. Like, this is gonna be one of your guys for a minute in the main event. You gotta leave him there. You can't do it. I just don't believe they're gonna keep him there. I think the Usos back as a tag team is happening as soon as April turns around. This is all done. Whatever this is. We're right back to the Usos as a team.
Well, I guess Quills agrees with me. It would be all. I mean, your points are so valid. It's actually annoying how valid your points are, Conrad. But Quills is on the same page with me, man. I mean, bro, like, can you imagine what that 80,000 people would be like if Jey Uso somehow pulls? And let me ask you guys this. Chat, please indulge me. Please indulge me with a yes or no. Would this not be the biggest win in SummerSlam history? That yes or no? If Jey Uso leaves Detroit as world champion, would this not be the biggest win in the history of SummerSlam? Yes or no? Please indulge me.
Here's the question. If Roman wins, who will they put next to feud with him? Who's next and who's left? I don't see Roman defending.
Roman or Jay?
I'm sorry, Roman. The next question's about Jay, if I said that wrong.
Here's the question. If Roman wins, who?
I don't think Roman defends the championship. I don't even think he defends the belt. I think we don't see Roman wrestle until I think we're going back to the old Survivor Series format this year. I don't think it's going to be War Games. It's going to be Roman and Seth would be the best thing you could hope for, or Roman and Finn.
I think the only thing that would be, and it wouldn't be as epic, I think Jay coming full circle would be the best. But if Jay falls short, the only place you can go now is solo, right?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, it looks like Doug brings up a good. I really am embarrassed if I'm saying. Is it Doug? Is DHV? I always say his name wrong.
Yeah. I just know people's real names. I know who they are, so sometimes I just say it because I want to remember.
Respect to you, Doug. I love the comment he just left about who ended Pedro Morales' long reign. I think it was Superstar Billy Graham, if I'm not mistaken. But let's just use one that I know for sure, which is Bob Backlund. Iron Sheik was champion for a month, bro. Right? So
they used to transition the belt like that. Bob Backlund lost to Diesel the same way. He was the transitional champ.
Right, but I'm saying, like, you're so adamant about the fact. You're so adamant about the fact that Jay can't be the guy. Have you ever heard me say, and I'm saying this rhetorically because I know you didn't, have you ever heard me say that I think Jay should be the face of the company? No.
But what I'm saying is you ended that 4-year reign to do what?
It would be the most epic championship victory in SummerSlam history, bro. That's why I think you're glossing over that fact, Conrad. You're thinking about, okay, well, what happens next, and why can't we do this, and where do we go from here? Bro, Jay beating Roman Reigns could be, as Quills would say, probably one of the greatest top 5 moments in the history of the company.
But you have top 5.
No. Take more than 2 seconds before you say but, bro. I love you, man. You're my brother. Take more than 2 seconds before you say but. It would be a top 5 moment in the history of the sport.
Right, but this is the Bob Holly example. Have you ever heard this on? I'm quoting Bruce Pritchard here one day. We were backstage one day, and then they said, What should we do, man? What ideas does anybody have? It's quiet. Everybody's sitting there for a minute, and Bob Holly stands up. He says, I got an idea. What's the idea, Bob? Put the belt on me. Bruce rolls his eyes and looks at me. He says, and then what happens after that, Bob? I beat everybody. And that was it. So my question is always, what is the next thing after, though? So Jay wins, then what? You get your shocking moment. You'll get your stuff from it.
No. I'm not letting you get away with that, Conrad. I'm not letting you get away with that. You get your. This does not mean chat. That's my brother. I'm not mocking him. You're saying, oh, we get your shot. No. One of probably a top 5 moment in the history of the. I said in the sport, not true. There's many WCW moments, but in the history of WWE, bro, in the history, chat, in the history of WWE, I've already said I don't think it's going to happen. I've already come to grips with that, Conrad. But I'm telling you, Jey Uso winning the undisputed title at this moment, at this time, at this stage in the storyline would be historic.
It would be. I mean, that's not a deny. Anybody who gets this dub it makes it historic. I just don't think that they see the long term in him. Like I said, Cody came over here for a reason. Cody had. I'm giving him. I'm assuming he did this. I assume he said I wanted him writing that I'm going to be the champ. Okay, right? Maybe plans change, pal. But he has to know that he's getting this championship at some point. Mm-hmm. They have to know that. I just don't understand. Like, if you give it to Jay, like I said, you got to go with Jay. Like, Cody's like, I'm next. I'm getting the title shot. Jay better beat Cody at WrestleMania then. I'm not joking. Like, I'm serious. Then you got to go all the way with this dude. And he needs to beat a bunch of people. I don't want the Kofi Kingston. Dolph Ziggler's here to challenge him at the next pay-per-view. Oh, he beats Dolph. No, he needs to beat top-tier people. Like, no questions asked. Straight up.
He's a top-tier guy.
I don't think they're going to let Jay beat top-tier guys.
Okay. All right.
I don't think they're going to give him the political flex to do it. As much as I want Jay to win, somehow I actually don't think it's the right move to take the belt off of Reigns in this way after coming this far. Six said, look, I think Jay taking the strap from Jay would be a surprising moment, but unfortunately he wouldn't be a good champ in the long run. As much as I want Jay to win, somehow I actually don't think it's the... Oh, wait, I just read that one.
You went backwards.
Sorry. Pedro Morales' reign, I forgot. I think it was Billy Graham or Bob Backlund. I can't remember between the two. Yes, it would. I would be shocked. Vinny agrees with you. Solo ain't ready, Six says. Yes, it would, but then what? See, that's the question a lot of people are going to ask. What's the follow-up, though? Yes, agree. Solo is the best choice. Vince was about the moments. Triple H is about stretching things out. Yes, I am. Sorry. Roman will reign again, but a Rock return would go crazy. I don't... Maybe he'll come back. Okay, say Jay wins, then what? It would be a great moment, but what happens after that? Where would we go post-Tribal Chief run? That's a good question. Guy will gamble. That Bob Holly story is one of my favorites. I know
you're trying to make a serious point, but good Lord.
No, but the question that I think, but these are the people in charge. They're going to say that. Okay, you win, then what?
Right.
That's what they're always going to want to hear. Also, they should have put the hardcore belt. They should have put the belt on Hardcore Holly anyway. No, they shouldn't have. I don't think you end that reign just to transition the belt, fam. That makes both champs look whack.
I hear you.
Reigns losing when he does, whenever it is going to be memorable. It's got to be when they do it. WWE is a business, bro. They ain't putting the strap on Jay. This ain't Daniel Bryan moment, sadly. Once Roman loses the belt, ratings are going to sink. They need to prepare for that. Do you think that happens once Roman loses the belt?
Yeah,
everything.
I mean, that's whether Jay wins on Saturday or whether Roman, ends up keeping it till Mania. Whenever Roman loses, the ratings are going to dip.
Listen, we kept you guys overtime.
What a show!
It's time for Raw. I'm gonna let Sean carry us out of here. Give us that last promo for us on Thursday, and we're gonna head on out.
Yeah, not much more to say, man. This has been an awesome show. Out of all 48, I gotta say this is one of my favorites. Obviously, big shout out to my brother from another mother, Conrad Cushman. Shout out to the homie Derek as well. Everybody in the chat, Gamble, BJM, Rafael Delgado, Vinny, McKinney, my goodness, Quills, Gamble, everybody, man. Appreciate you guys. And Leezy for Sheezy, the whole 9 yards. Appreciate you. Jocelyn, everybody who has joined us. Doug, we appreciate you guys. Meet us on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. Thursday night, 8 p.m. sharp. Myself, my brother, and Clash of the Podcast host Conrad Cushman, and as well as two other special guests, Renzi and Crystal, are going to join us. I'm calling the show Bloodline versus the World. Bloodline versus every major storyline in the history of the business. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll see you on Thursday night at HWW. We'll see you next Monday night on everything on Clash of the Podcast on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel. God bless you guys. Remember, evil never prevails. We'll see you guys Thursday night, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, and then right here next week, 6:05. We'll holler at you.